Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the medal winners ceremony for the small medals short program of the ICU World Figure Skating Championships 2022, Montpellier, France. ISU Small Medals Award, category men, short program. Third, and winner of the ISU Small Bronze Medal, Kazuki Tomono, Japan. Second, and winner of the ISU Small Silver Medal, Yuma Kagiyama, Japan. First, and winner of the ISU Small Gold Medal, Shoma Uno, Japan. In the middle. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to the medalists. Give them a big hand.
We have a Japanese into English translation. Okay, don't worry. Okay.
たまにさ、本当に1円玉みたいなスモールメダル。
Bonjour, Paul. Can you hear me okay?
Good afternoon.
This is
Welcome to
interpreter.
this press conference of the men's short program of the World Championships, or should I say the Japanese National Championships.
はい、
We
皆
have
様記者会見を
Miki,
始
who
め
is
ま
live
す。
from Tokyo. Thank you, Miki, for translating. I know it's 10 minutes past midnight in Japan, and thank you for doing it to us. First of all, those who were... Do I have to do it in French or not only in English? Okay. Those who had doubts about the level of the competition, I counted, there were 12 personal best achieved today. Not season best, but personal best. And other doubts, 4 skaters have achieved 100 points and more. It has never been performed before at the World Championships. The record was 3, and the recent Beijing Olympics also, there were only 3 persons above the 100 marks. I will ask all 3 skaters to give us a general comment. We'll start with Shoma, and I guess Miki will translate Joe. Thank you.
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can, Miki. Good evening.
Okay, thank you for
and
your
thank
comments.
you for
Good
being with
evening.
us. And thanks for what you did
Et vous
already
n'avez pas
yesterday.
besoin de français, c'est seulement anglais.
Okay. No French, just English.
Okay. So, 皆さんおめでとうございます。今ちょっと総括をしていたんですけれども、まるで全日本選手権の、記者会見のようですと司会の方がおっしゃっていました。そして今回の競技のレベルということに懸念を示すような声もありましたけれども、なんと12人の選手がパーソナルベストを出した大会となりました。そしてさらに4人の選手が100点超えをしたというのは今までにない快挙です。五輪でさえ3人だった、今までの記録が3人であったということで、そういったことも含めて今日皆さん自身の演技について振り返ってください。宇野選手からお願いします。
はい、今日の演技は感想としてはとても嬉しいです。今日までの練習で、ショートプログラムは割と失敗の方が少ないという日々を送っていたので、ただ試合と練習は違うっていうのも分かってました。試合だけ失敗するっていうのもこれまでたくさん経験してきたので、そこまで高望みはしていませんでしたけれども、それでも練習してきたものをそのまま試合で出せたっていうのはすごく嬉しいです。
Well, regarding today's performance, of course, I'm very happy because I was able to perform exactly at the same level as I was training. To be honest, in this short program, I didn't really make that much of a mistake recently, but I always know that being in competition is completely different from being in practice. And so I have experienced many short programs and other mistakes during competition. I didn't come in with high hopes of having a clean and perfect program like I always do in my practice, but I was able to do exactly that, so I'm really happy.
Yuma.
はい、最初の4回転2本に関しては本当にこっち来てからの練習よりすごくいいものが飛べて、でそれにびっくりしちゃってアクセルが少し慎重になってしまって、なんかその滑りと体の軌道が外れて、やばい転ぶかなって思ったんですけど、本当に気合で耐えれたので良かったなって思います。あとはそうですね、しっかりとステップとスピンのレベルが取れていたことと、下の点数のスケーティングの評価がしっかりとされていたことがすごく成長を感じた部分だったので嬉しく思います。
Regarding the two quads in the beginning of my program, it was much better than what I was doing during the training in Montpellier. So I was actually quite surprised. And maybe that made me become a little too cautious for my triple axel. And while my edge was going one way, maybe my course for the whole body was kind of off. And I thought I would fall, but actually I just stuck right in there. And with grit, I was able to keep it together. Also for the steps and spins, I was able to achieve the levels, so I'm happy about that. And especially in the components, I looked at the skating and the score was pretty good. So I'm satisfied that I'm improving and growing.
Kazuki, you also topped your personal best today.
今回、急遽出場という形になりましたが、もうその話を聞いてから、しっかり毎日、落ち着いて一日一日この試合に向けて、しっかり調整ができたのが今回のいい演技につながったかなというふうに思います。今シーズン最大というか、一番の目標であった100点超えっていうのをこの世界選手権で達成できたことはすごく嬉しいと思います。あとはこのショートプログラムは、四大陸選手権が終わってからかなりスケーティングにも力を入れて練習をしていたので、そこがしっかりスケーティングスキルにも表れていたので、そこが、自分の中ですごく嬉しかったです。
Well, this was the last minute decision that I would take part at the Worlds, but ever since I heard the news, I tried to remain calm and focused, and every day, in and out, I tried to make sure I adjust myself and train well enough coming into the Worlds. I think that resulted in a good performance today. My season goal and objective was to go over 100-point threshold, so achieving that at the Worlds is making me really happy. And regarding this program, the short program, after the 4 continents, I really have been focusing on improving my skating skills, and that actually reflected on today's score for the skating skills, so I'm overwhelmed with joy for that.
Questions? Yes, Jean-Christophe.
Merci Solène. Jean-Christophe Berlot, Patinage Magazine. Shoma, you delivered a masterpiece today with Marcello, Oboe Concerto, and Vivaldi. For many years, I saw you rush to the next element, and today I had the feeling that you were inhabiting time, not only mastering, but inhabiting time. I wanted to know
how you worked on that to become a master of time also.
宇野昌磨選手への質問です。もう本当に今日のオーボエ、このビバルディの世界はマスターピースと言われる最高作品になっている、傑作になったと思います。で、長年、あなたの演技を見てきた中で、私はいつも感じていたのが、一つのエレメンツが終わると、次についつい急いでるんじゃないかなという印象を受けていました。しかし今日のあなたは全くの違う別次元でした。というのも、時間を自分が制御し、コントロールしているだけでなく、まるでその演技の中の時間を全部自分が支配して、その中に存在しているっていうようなすごい印象があったんですね。この違いは何なのかというところ、感じているところを教えてください。
はい、そういった言葉を言っていただきすごく嬉しく思います。本当におっしゃる通りだと思っていて、最近の僕の演技っていうのは割と一つのエレメンツが終わった後に次に気持ちが、不安から来る気持ちなんですけども、気持ちがそこにないというか、次のことばかり考えていたり、結構慌ただしい演技になりがちな中、今日は本当にこれは練習でずっとできていたからこその落ち着きだったとは思うんですけれども、本当にただただ練習通りをやりたい、それだけでいいっていう、自分をいつもよりよく見せようとせずにいつも通りを見せようとした結果、余裕が生まれて余裕のある演技だったと思います。ショートプログラムに関してはまだまだジャンプが難易度が低いので、そのジャンプ以外のところにもっともっと力入れられると思うので、僕のやっとフィギュアスケートが今年また再発進したと思っている年なので、これからもっと成長を見せられたらなと思ってます。
Well, thank you for your kind words, and I'm really happy to hear that such a comment because you're exactly right. Recently, in my performance, I was always focused on my next element once I execute one, and I guess anxiety had driven me to be in a hurry. So my emotions weren't always present at the moment I was executing my elements. I was always thinking ahead, and it turned out to be a very hurried performance that you noticed. And maybe because I was able to practice and train well, I was able to remain calm today. It was just about putting on the performance I always do in practice. I wasn't trying to show more than what I could do. I was just trying to show the usual me as myself. And that actually gave me a little bit of a wiggle room and comfort zone in performing and being focused on my program. And the short program, it's not at the top difficult level of jumps that I have yet. So I know that I could incorporate more difficult elements in there. And this season has been another new start for my figure skating career. So I hope to show more of such growth to everyone. Thank you.
Nick first. No longer. Jackie.
Kazuki-san, you were just at a competition last week and wanted to talk about how you prepared for this week, knowing that you had basically a very short turnaround.
はい、友野選手への質問です。先週も大会に出ていらっしゃって、急遽出場が決まってと、本当に時間がない中での準備はどういうふうになさってきたんでしょうか。
そうですね、本当にもともとは前回のクープドプランタンで僕のシーズンは終わる予定だったんですけど、その移動中に今回出場っていうのが決まって、今までの経験と過去に4回代打出場した経験があるので、それもありますし、意外とすぐに自分の中でこう覚悟が決まったというか、やっぱりもう一番は覚悟を決めて腹くくってもう会場に行くってだけなので、もうあまりこう何も考えず、もうただ覚悟を決めただけだったので、特に特別なことはないですけど、もう ただひたすら試合、この世界選手権に標準を合わせて、プランタンでもそうですし、その試合中もしっかり世界選手権のことを考えて、一日一日過ごしてました。
Thank you for your questions. Yes, because Coupe du Printemps was actually going to be the end of my season. And while I was headed there, they decided that I would take part at the Worlds. So the news came in. But I have an experience of being the runner-up and last-minute decisions 4 times in the past. So it was quite unexpected, but I was actually quite ready mentally. And I knew that I just had to change gears and be in that mode and zone. So I decided, okay, I need to make a resolve that I'm going to go to the Worlds. And I just thought about nothing else. It's nothing really that special. I just kept on focusing on how I would perform at the Worlds. And the Coupe du Printemps, actually, every day there, I thought about how I would do at the Worlds. So it turned out to be a good process as well.
Yes.
日刊スポーツの松本です。3人の選手にお伺いします。言える範囲で結構ですので、演技が終わってからこの時間までにコーチの方とお話をされたとしたら、どんなお話を受けたかっていうのを教えてください。
This is for the 3 skaters. Can you tell us any conversation you might have had after your performance up until coming to this press conference?
僕の次がデニスだったんですよ。で、取材受けてここに足運んだんで、まだ演技終わってからちゃんと言葉を交わしてないです。
Well, Dennis was skating right after me, so I had to also go do some interviews. So I haven't really spoken to Stefan after my performance.
僕はそうですね、アクセルの反省会をやった後にあさってのフリーにループを入れるかどうかっていうことを聞かれて、もちろん入れるつもりではいるんですけど、今大会は結果とかメダル動向よりも今シーズンの一番最後の試合として、悔いの残らないような試合にしたいなって思ってるので、逃げずにあさってはループしっかりと締め切りたいなって思います。
Well, I spoke with my coach about the mistake with the triple axel, and looking back on that reflection, then we decided to discuss about the loop, whether I would put that in my free skating. And in this competition, it's not about the results or the medals, it's how I end this season on a good note without any regrets. So I don't want to run away from anything, and I do intend to put in the quad loop. 友野選手お願いします。
本当に特に特別なことはなく、よくやったっていうのを言ってもらったのと、もうまだ次フリーがあるので、しっかりまだまだフリーがあるからなというふうに言っていただきました。
Well, there was nothing really special, but my coach said good job, and of course there's still the free program to be done, so there's still a lot to be done. That's all we talked about.
Yes, Nick.
Hi, Shoma, I'm curious for you. You talked to the Japanese media about skating towards the future and that's been a changed mindset for you. I'm curious when that changed for you, and if you're skating towards the future, what do you now believe your future can hold for you? Thanks.
宇野選手への質問です。先ほどもお話、そして昔ここ何回か出てきている日本のメディアでのインタビューを聞いていますと、今後のことを考えている、将来を考えていろいろやっているということになったと。で、今まで先ほど申し上げましたけれども、シーズンをもうキャリアを終えるみたいなことからそこまで変わる、未来が見えているっていうマインドの切り替えというのは一体何が原因で、いつ頃どういうことがあって起きたんでしょうか。
はい、僕は オリンピックという舞台を最後の目標にしてフィギュアスケートをやってこなかったんですけれども、その自分にとって何がゴールっていうのを全く決めていなかったので、その初めてオリンピックに出て銀メダルを取ることができ、その後結果を出し続けなければいけない、自分の結果にとらわれたくないって自分で言ったのに一番とらわれていた時期があったと思います。その日々はとてもつらかったです。その練習がやりたいやりがいではなく、責任感とかやらなきゃいけないという使命感になっていたので、それが一度同じフランスで2019年のグランプリシリーズ、すごいとてつもない悪い演技をした時に、その意外と別に失敗しても成績は落ちるけれど、何か本当に終わってしまうというものではないんだなっていうのを気づかされ、そして優馬くんの成長を間近で見ているときに、僕もずっと上を向いて上だけを見て練習してた日々っていうのをなんか思い出しましたし、またなんか僕はもう少し尊敬される先輩、なんかお手本になれるような先輩でもう少しなりたいなっていう気持ちが出てきて、その結果少しでもこのまま現状維持をしていたらもうすぐに追い抜かされて、もう今でも優馬くんの方がうまいところばかりですけれども、なんとか今シーズン食らいつけているのは本当に優馬くんの影響が大きいと思います。
Well, thank you for your question. Of course, I am a skater who did not have the final goal set on the Olympics. So I never actually had a specific goal to my skating career. But then I took part in my first Olympic Games and won a silver. And that actually made me feel like I needed to continue to prove myself with good results. And I had said openly that I don't want to be caught up in that mission or statement that I have to continue to deliver results. But I was actually truly caught up in that. And it was really tough on me. And when I was practicing, it wasn't for the sense of achievement or for the joy of skating. It was out of a sense of mission or more of a duty that I was practicing. And then in 2019, by coincidence, it was also in France at the Grand Prix Series. I had a terrible performance. I made major mistakes and my standing dropped quite dramatically. But then I realized that's not the end. And I realized also looking at Yuma and how he grew to become such a great skater. I used to just look up to the top skaters and focus and practice every day. And that reminded me once again of that enthusiasm and energy I had. And I also wanted to become a role model skater for others who are following behind me. And that really made me feel that if I don't keep up my good focus and concentration on my practice, if I maintain the status quo, they're just going to go and take everything. They're going to surpass me easily. And Yuma is already a much better skater than I am in so many ways. But because he's kept me on my tiptoes, I've been able to work hard this season and somehow be here today like this.
Before wrapping up, we have two questions remote. So we start with the first one.
Is this me?
Yes, Phil. This is you.
I'd like to ask, I have a question for Shoma, but I'd like to ask Kazuki to clarify one thing. He said that he's been in this situation 4 times before of being the runner-up. In any of those, what were those occasions? And in any of those, did he wind up going to the competition or was he just training for it? And for Shoma, you're one of the few skaters who seems as comfortable skating to quote unquote traditional classical music without words as he does with words. Is that something that Stéphane Lambiel has really helped you do in the last few years?
はい、こちらちょっとまず、友野選手に確認なんですけれども、今まで、代替候補であったのが4回あったっていうのは、それはトレーニングだけで済んだのか、4回出場なさったっていうことなんでしょうか。
4回出場しました。だからこれで5回目の補欠からの繰り上がりでの試合になります。
Thank you for your question. It's actually, this is my 5th time. I was a runner-up, I trained, and I competed 4 times before. So this is my 5th competition coming out of the blue as a second candidate. で、宇野選手への質問です。あなたはスケーターとしてすごく伝統的なその歌詞のないクラシックから歌詞付きの今いろんな曲も何でもこなせるように見えるんですけれども、それはやっぱりここ数年ステファン先生と一緒にやってきたということが作用してるんでしょうか。
僕はその振り付けの曲を自分で決めたことが全くないので、これをやるよと言われてそれをずっとやってきているので、僕はどっちかっていうと新しい引き出しを作るというよりもできてるやつをやった方がどうしても楽なので、そういう思考に自分で考えてしまうとなってしまうので、本当にコーチの皆さんにお任せして作ってるので、そこの真意は僕ではなくコーチに聞いていただけると詳しい話が聞けると思います。
Regarding choreography, I don't decide on the music myself. It's usually my coaches and choreographers who says, let's try this, and I try it and we go with that program. I'm not the kind of person who likes to explore and have new and different repertoires. And so if you ask me for a certain music preference, I would always go with something I'm accustomed to because it's easier for me, but that's not it's not going to improve much. So I leave it up to my coaches. I entrust the decision to my coaches. So maybe you would hear the reason behind all of that from my coaches.
And the second question remote, please.
お疲れ様です。テレビ東京の続きです。聞こえますか？宇野選手に質問させていただきます。今日のこのショット自己ベストというのは、本当に宇野選手の実力がどんどん上がってきているなっていうことを改めて感じたんですけれども、この今シーズンここまでレベルが上がってきて、この先のスケート人生っていうのが見ている側ももっともっとどうなっていくんだろうっていうすごく楽しみな気持ちがあって、宇野選手自身はこの先のスケート人生何か思い描いていること、こんな演技できたらいいなとか、もっともっとこうなっていきたいなっていう何か感じていることあれば教えていただけますか？
はい、
We're waiting for the translation in English.
すいません。This is a question for Shoma, and you had your personal best. It's a testament that you are improving as a skater, and this season you've improved so much, and you're looking ahead to the future. And we're excited to see what is there in the future for you. What kind of a skater, what kind of performance are you looking forward to?
今考えて、今シーズンはこの、あさってやるフリープログラム、このプログラムをどれだけできなくても今年1年挑戦し続けようと思って今シーズンを始めました。で、思いのほかこの1年で自分が想像していたよりも早く成長することができたと思っています。今僕が一番目標にしている選手像といいますか、一番イメージしやすいのはネイサン・チェン選手のようなまず選手になること、あれだけの一番難しい構成をやっている選手が一番安定している、そんな選手が4年間ずっといたので、そのような選手にまず1人やれているってことは僕も必ずやれることなんじゃないかなと思うので、そこをまず目指しています。その後っていうのも大きくは考えてはいないんですけれども、僕が可能な限り次の年、その次の年どんどん新しいものに挑戦して、 どんどん成長をし続けていきたいなと思ってはいます。
Well, right now, what I'm currently thinking of is, of course, this season. It's about the free program, the last free program you will see day after tomorrow. And I actually started this season with this free program that it's a major challenge. You know, I might not be able to do everything I'm required to do with this program, but throughout the year, I made great strides of improvement. So I thought more than expected, I was able to grow, and faster, I was able to grow as well. And so that's one thing I always keep to heart. Another point is I don't have a specific view of what kind of a skater I would like to be, but one thing that's close to my heart is Nathan Chan, because he has such a difficult program layout, but he's the one who's the most stable as a skater, and he does this consistently for 4 years. Now, if one skater could achieve that level, I know that I could achieve that too. So that's something I would like to aim for. And beyond that, I think about trying to do something new and different, as well as grow much more, much to whatever I could achieve.
Thank you. I don't want to put too much pressure on your shoulders, but the last clean sweep of the medals was achieved in 1956 by the USA. So maybe on Saturday we'll see if it happens or not. We can translate that, Nikki, also.
はい、最後に日本人の選手たちにプレッシャーをかけるつもりはないんですけれども、ちょっと一つデータを紹介しますと、最後に同一国、一つの国が表彰台を独占したのは、1956年のアメリカの選手たちだったそうなので、もしかしたら土曜日、お三方とまたこういったお話ができるかもしれません。
Thank you so much. Thank you, Miki, in Tokyo. Thank you so much. And see you Saturday afternoon, gentlemen.